It's like a body language, you know, and I'm working on trying to fuse together this body language with the mental expression, you know, the emotional expression of the sound. And it's really cool. It's hard and it takes a lot of focus, but it's, when it happens, it's very magical. But that's kind of one of the things I'm trying to achieve for this tour. So I'll visualize it, and then I'll start working on it. But when I sit and actually practice, I take an idea and I work on it. You know, obviously, when you're on stage, you know, everything's different. You know, once the lights go out, it changes. Now, you can practice till you're blue in the face. You can work with guys, friends that you think you know, and you can get those songs very tight, but once you're on stage and the lights go out, everything changes, you know? There's a whole different set of, you know, emotional tools that take over, you know? And it's quite a test. So when I'm in that situation, I want to be prepared to be able to just play and not think about anything. But in order to get there, yeah, I got to break it down. I got to break it down. And I'll work on little technique things. You know, like I'll take an idea and I'll sit and I'll focus on it with the guitar for a while. It's sort of like a musical meditation, you know. We all kind of meditate whenever we're focusing on something. And in order to get the best results for me, I have to sit and take an idea and work on it and maybe even make an exercise out of it until weird things start happening. And you gotta stick with it, you know, you really gotta stick with it. And then once those weird things start happening, and you know, you pull the ones that you like, and you put them in your little memory bank, and then what happens is when you're on that stage and you're actually playing, those things will just, you know, naturally or organically come out. But there's a lot of different things I'll work on, and I'll just give you an example of something. It took me a minute to fool around with this beatbox. You guys hear me okay? Is this going okay? You're not bored out of your mind, are you? That's my next single. I have no idea what's going to come out of this thing, but I'll find something for it.
Find his way.
That patch is called Euro #1, so I guess it's appropriate. All right, so what I'll do, I would highly recommend investing in something like this. And this is just a little Pandora's box. And I take it around with me all the time because I can plug into it, it has some grooves, and it's good for warming up. But a lot of times I'll just sit in my studio and I'll pick a beat or a groove, and I'll just play. And I'll pick an idea. And I'll tell you what, I will talk about rhythm for a minute. Because rhythm is something that a lot of people neglect. But when I was going to Berklee College of Music, I had no idea what it meant to lock. When I say lock, I mean lock with a groove, to play in a groove. It was all about just trying to play fast and crazy. And when I got to LA and started working with Frank, I was as white as you could get, you know? I had no groove. And Frank explained it to me, and I started playing with these professional musicians, and I started to understand what it means to really lock, you know? The process of learning a piece of music, for me, has been like this. You take a piece of music, you get it under your fingers, it's a struggle. You know, sometimes you work on it, you work on it, you work on it. I break stuff down to like a bar at a time. And I work on one bar at a time until I feel like I've got it under control. And then I'll move on to another bar and another bar, according to what the music is, but then you link them all together. And what happens is, it'll get to it like with Frank's music, it would get to the point where I would have it under my fingers, but knowing how to play something and making it sound like a piece of music is very different. It's very easy to work on something mechanically until you got it under your fingers perfectly. But that's only the starting point. That's phase one. After that, you got to add your personality to it and make it sound like a piece of music. And in order to get to that point, the performance of something needs to be second nature. You just got to have it. Once you get it to where it's second nature, then you don't have to worry about screwing it up because you got it down. And even then, I know I screw things up all the time. But once you start adding your personality into it, then it starts to sound like a piece of music. The more that you do this, the more confident you get when you're playing. And the way people react to the way you play is a direct reflection of your confidence in what you're doing. So I didn't understand rhythm at all. And I started to play to a drum machine a lot until I started to feel what it meant to lock. So I'll just show you. I would take a groove like this. And I might do that for 2 hours or an hour without stopping until it just locked perfectly. Can we turn these monitors up just a little bit here? I just need a little more monitor here.